This is Neshoba. Circulation in it. So we're gonna. It's not far on the other side of on the other side of Shawnee right now. We had some severe weather overnight. It actually had a tornado warning right here in the area. It was like 2:30 in the morning or something like that. So, um, oh crap! I'm gonna have to get gas. I have to stop and do that. Yeah, you can see it coming in. Early morning storms. Gotta love them. We'll get gas at this 7-Eleven. We'll head out there. And that's looking really dark. I don't know if that's because it's this so early in the morning. All right. Let me get some gas real quick and we will be right back. That is the number one thing that makes this hobby as expensive as it is the gas. $35, and we're probably going to blow that because we're going. Looks like we're going to Okemah. Yeah, there we go. I got to get my bearings real quick before we head out. Get on the highway. I take a look at my weather radar because it's hard to do that. I'm down a person. My wife is at work, so it's just me. Okay. It looks like that's headed right for Okemah. Also, take a look at this right here. Orientation's locked. All right. Yeah. Looks like we're going to Okemah. Hopefully this little phone can run my my GPS thing here while I'm live streaming. I might be asking too much of it. Hopefully not. But yeah, I'm down my wife. She's at work right now. And that's not going to work. So we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. Wow, that is super dark. Probably partially to do with it being the time of day, but also could be, well, this is a really severe storm. Like it was, whenever I looked, it was rudely awoken this morning by a tornado warning. It was severe warned by Kansas National Weather Services. It was crossing the Oklahoma City border, or Oklahoma border rather. Yeah, you can look at that, man. That cloud, that shelf cloud, that's pretty wild. As you guys can tell, I'm not really a morning person. I don't wake up very easily. Right now we are on I-240, headed out to Shawnee. Or headed toward Shawnee. We'll be going past it though. Is especially if you have a vehicle like a lot of people have pickups. Big old 8-cylinder, pickups, and that they don't get the best gas mileage. I have a 2016 Nissan Rogue, so I get pretty good gas mileage. That pump still hits me though. I've been storm chasing since May, sophomore in high school. Sophomore in high school, my dad and mom took me to National Severe Storms Laboratory down there in Norman, and we did a class on storm spotting, and it was really interesting. They taught you how to assess damage, wind speed, and that kind of thing. Basic reporting and stuff like that. And man, it was just so fun. Had a lot of fun, learned a lot of stuff. And anyways, May of that year was May 3rd, 99, and we went and chased it all the way up H.E. Bailey Turnpike, me and Dad, and the only thing I can say is that tornado was like the finger of God. Like, that was so awe-inspiring and so powerful. You really get a good respect for nature whenever you see something like that. And any tornado, really, because it doesn't have to be an EF4 to take life, or EF5 to take life. You can lose your life in just a EF0 tornado, be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, I remember that. Trapped vehicles around trees. Did a lot of wicked, violent stuff. Part where 240 turns into I-40. I can get out there before the storm hits. I'm hoping I can beat it. We'll see, though.
Might have to do some sketchy driving. That's what I'm known for, though. That or Arnett tornado, man. I was going 50 miles an hour down a dirt road, trying to cut off the. I was going from north to south, trying to get ahead, get through damage path of that tornado, so that I could get some good shots of it. Let's go. I got a storm to get to. Thank you, sir. See lightning off in the distance. Actually supposed to on a quick little jaunt on things. So that's even more driving. You have to have a love for driving to be a storm chaser. Because I know people watch that movie Twister, and it's the sequel Twisters, and it's like it glorifies, the hobby and everything. But a lot of times, the main part to storm chasing is very boring driving. Like 2.5 hours from Oklahoma City to Weatherford. Looks like it's still this storm must be going really slow. I mean, I'm not going super fast. Just 85. expect this storm to go tornado warned. I don't expect it to at all, because the storms that blew through, I want to say around 1:32 in the morning, probably sucked all the energy out of the atmosphere. This is just residual, but we'll see. I could have got my happy butt out of bed this morning whenever that tornado warning went off. That would have been a better video, but then it's just, I went to bed at like 11 o'clock, and you know, as at true Oklahoman, man, like when the weather goes sour in the middle of the night, a lot of us just roll over and be like, if I die, I die. I don't care. I'm getting some sleep. That's kind of how it was for me this morning. I was like, you know what? They came in and woke me up and said, hey, there's a tornado warning. And I pull up my radar app, and I was like, yeah, it's already by us. And I rolled over and went back to sleep. See, I was going to work on my boat this morning. But doesn't look like that's going to pan out. Best laid plans in spring of Oklahoma. I feel like in Oklahoma, like you make your plans for sure, but you have to have them fluid. You know, you have to hang loose, because stuff like this will pop up and you're like, oh crap, can't go fishing today. I guess you could. You just have to be super weather aware. The father-in-law says that if the fish really bite right before a storm comes through. Got back over in there. Got pretty good lower and back over in there. Yeah, if y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, that'd be great. Helps out the channel, gets me more visibility. Full time, not just for Oklahoma. You know, I'd like to be able to go to severe weather events wherever they occur. So Tecumseh, 2 exits, 13 miles. I think that's where we're going, so we might be pulling off of I-40 to go south. Have to see when we get there. I'm actually probably going to stop in Shawnee and get my bearings, look at my weather radar, so I don't overshoot something. forgot about the construction on I-40. Wow. This one does look nasty. Looks like a nasty one. But sometimes clouds can just look nasty. Okima, 41 miles. It's always better when the storms are out in somebody's pasture. The tornadoes are out in somebody's pasture. Those are the tornadoes that are awesome and fun to chase. It really makes me kind of sick to my stomach, you know, just at the pit of my stomach whenever I'm rolling into Moore or I'm rolling into South Oklahoma City on a tornado warning, you know, because that's when you know the likelihood of death and destruction are very high. I am a trained first responder. I do have my all my first aid stuff. So something was to happen. I'm not a paramedic, but I can, you know, help out a little bit. I was kind of raised on that, you know, if you can help somebody, you should help somebody. Tornado that actually came through here in Shawnee not too long ago. I want to say 2021. That was I always messed up because of a weird word. Fujisawa tornado. Anyways, what it is if you can imagine two tornadoes spinning together, then that's what a Fujisawa tornado is. Like one, and basically what it was one of the tornadoes was including or dying as the other one was putting down. So there's a brief moment where you had two tornadoes on the ground at the same time, and they were spinning in I want to say it was clockwise. It was cyclonic anyways. I don't really remember if cyclonic is clockwise or counterclockwise. storm chasing that one, me and the wife, but that was at night. I don't really enjoy chasing at night that much because you don't get really good footage, first off. And second off, it's a lot more dangerous to chase at night than it is during the day. I did buy like a GoPro or something for doing this to make it a lot easier. Some funky clouds up there. You see those clouds that are just above the trees, separated from everything. That's called scud. People often see those kinds of clouds and freak out. Those aren't, because they look scary, but they're not, really dangerous. Internet's going out. Oh yeah. If you can see back over in there, we definitely have a wall cloud. Definitely have a wall cloud back over in there. Earlsboro. Yeah, we're going to stop at this Valero, take a look at radar. See if I can't get some better shots. Just pull off the side of the road here and see what we got. Okay. Here we are. Here's my radar. Turn on my location. See, I don't see any circulation, so that must have lifted. Stop. Maybe over the town of Paden, Prague. All right, cool. Well, we'll just go ahead of us and see what we can see, because this is looking interesting back in there. I don't know if you see that cloud there. That's a wicked looking cloud. Yeah, again, I don't expect to get a tornado out of this. Just some really good severe storm footage. I think this is still severe warned. And who knows, with the it being daylight now, that could cause the storm to intensify. There's a lot of the radiant heating in the atmosphere. It's interesting. A lot of the radiant heating of the atmosphere provides the updraft in the storms. Just joining us, we're headed towards Earlsboro. We just got off of I-40, other side of Shawnee. First. I want to go further south, or yeah, I think I do want to go further south. I think we'll go further south and then head out Highway 9 east. Yeah, less trees and hills. I can see I'm going to have a problem with that. I need to get that WeBoost on my car. There. Over that way. I love it that I have a car that's higher up in the air. Like, I've got, like, this Rogue is definitely way higher in the air than my Versa was. And a lot of people think, you know, you have to have all this fancy equipment to storm chase. You really don't. You really, a phone with internet, a radar app, and a reliable car, and you can do it. Like, it's not stupid hard. You don't have to have all the equipment. You don't have to have all the communication equipment. I do. I'm a amateur radio operator. My call sign is KD5KCV, and yeah, looks like I got a thunderstorm watch just popped on my phone. Anyways, KD5KCV, that's my call letters. pass a little test, and you can get that. That lets you talk to other storm chasers, storm spotters within the Oklahoma City metro area. Whenever they have severe weather days, everybody gets together and creates this thing called a net, where people park at various different places around the city and just report what's going on. Just say, hey, I got hail here, stuff like that. It's pretty fun. I've done that once. I've worked with Moore's emergency management like that. It's all different all different things you can do. In this car, I've got a CB radio, which is right there on the dash. It's a President McKinley. It's got all the CB stuff, and it's got weather radio. Here we are in big town of Earlsboro. Better slow down so Barney Fife don't get me. I love small towns. I love seeing crap like that. That's so freaking cool. There's Barney Fife. Earlsboro Police. Out there making sure everybody's safe and that I'm not breaking the speed laws. Which I usually am. Here we are, Highway 9. Just take this east a little bit. See what we got. Yeah, the plan is to get a GoPro mounted on the front of my windshield, somewhere up here, and live stream from that on one phone, and then have my radar app on the tablet. Yeah, that Arnett tornado, that was a fun one to go to. I actually got to meet Reed Timmer, the guy that called his brainchild. It was pretty fun. Seminole County. That's something interesting over there. What is that? Weird looking cloud. I mean, that is just, that's crazy. To wake up and you know, look outside and see something like that, kind of has to have your anxiety up a little bit, especially if you're like a native Oklahoman. You're like, okay, what's going on? Which is weird. That tornado warning this morning was super weird because there was no they wasn't on the TV from what I understand. Like there was nobody. News 9 wasn't on the TV, and I tried to actually get a broadcast, you know, on their apps and stuff. 9 wasn't broadcasting anything. 5 they had Damon Lane on there, and he was, you know, doing his spiel about what was going on. I guess nobody thought it was a big deal. They thought it was a big enough deal to blow the horns. I wouldn't figure that News 9 would pass up a chance. Eyeballs on their screen. Seminole city limits. Big town of Seminole High School. Left or straight? Left or straight? I think I'm gonna go straight. Right or straight, not left. I do know my left from my right. However, it's morning. I am not a morning person.
That's kind of interesting. That's interesting to me. Because that looks very suspicious right there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Looks very suspicious. A lot of times stuff like that isn't anything, but I'm gonna check on my weather radar real quick. That is kind of a notch, actually. If you look on the weather on the radar, it's right there. Is where we're looking off back at right there. We're on Highway 9. I think I'm gonna hang out right here for a minute. See what's going on, because that's kind of got a little bit of an inflow notch. We're gonna see what develops out of this. We're gonna see what happens. Just kind of wait right here. That does appear to have shear to it. As you can see, we're looking back off there. It's a good. Oh, I don't even. It's hard to tell if that's actually a wall cloud or it kind of does look similar. But if you look at the weather radar, so you've got your notch right there, and if you look at the shear, red is going to the radar, green's away. So it does have some kind of spin. And that's that Wrangler plant there in the background. I don't know if anything will develop out of that, but it's worth watching. So I'm also kind of working with my technology here. We're continuing to monitor that. That's looking kind of a little suspect. There. There we go. There's still not any warnings on this yet. Yeah. It's just not Yeah, I'm looking back at the weather radar. It just kind of disappears. So tried to get organized, but it doesn't look like it's gonna do it. But yeah, that's kind of a wall cloud, maybe. I don't know. But if there was a part of the storm that would produce something, it'd be right there. But yeah, I don't think so. Just a typical severe storm. Anyway, though, I think we're gonna drop off there. I'm gonna get me something to eat. So my blood sugar will crash on me. But yeah, so again, like, comment, subscribe, share. All that stuff helps out the channel and helps me bring you more content. So I appreciate you taking time to watch this. Thanks, Neshoba Nation. We'll see you later.